For the first card in my card box series, I'm going to be using Petal Park. I'm going to be using this stamp and this stamp, but not the whole thing. So I've got my punch to punch it out. I'm also using the Stylish Shapes dies. I'm not certain what size I'm going to need. I have them all here and I can go from there. I am going to use Garden Green ink and Bubble Bath ink. I'm going to use a gem, and I'm either going to use Festive Pearls or these that are the adhesive back sparkle gems. It's going to depend on which one looks better with it. So to get started, the first thing I need to do is I need to take my piece of Delightfully Eclectic pattern paper, and I've chose this one. I am going to measure down, and I'm using my T ruler so that it makes it easier. This is cut at, I forgot to tell you, 3 3/4 by 5. All right, so this is going to go on, and I'm going to measure down 2.5 inches, and I'm going to put a mark. And then at that mark, I'm going to measure in, and there's my mark, 1.5 inches. Yeah, there it is. And I'm going to put a little tiny dot. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my snips, and I'm going to cut across to that mark, and I'm going to stop. So I've made a slit on the side. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, and this is where your ruler, a ruler is handy. I'm going to line my ruler up with the corner and that dot. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to fold it up like so. It just gives me a starting point, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. From the corner to that dot, and then hold it and just kind of push back against the ruler. All right, once you've done that, then you can take your bone folder, and I specifically chose this pattern paper because I liked the background on it. All right, but that's what you're creating. This piece is going to go on a piece of green. I tried a couple of colors. The green looked the best, but this is plain here. So this is where my what do I say? My stamp is coming into play, and I need to decide. I think I'm going to use this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Post-it note, all right, and I'm going to cover up this because I only want this inked. So I'm going to ink this up like so. Don't forget to remove your paper. And then just kind of using this as a guide, it'll tell me where to stamp, but I will move it so I don't get ink on it. All right, so I've got that. It just gives it a little bit of interest. All right, this is going to go down like so on here. And I'm going to pull in my glue and stick this down. Okay, I'll put that over there. And then this is going to get centered top to bottom and the sides. Now, this also needs a little bit of glue, so I'm just going to put a little tiny dot on each corner and hold it till it grabs. You don't need a lot of glue on there, but just enough to hold it in place. So I'll hold it a bit. And then my card base is Whisper White. Whisper White, listen to me. Oh my gosh. Whisper White's been gone a long time. All right. So then this is going to get glued down on here. All right. I'm going to flip this over, put this down. All right. The next thing we need is some scrap white. Okay. Using my stamp, I'm again inking up only, and I may not use all of this. Oh, okay. See, I got a little bit there. I didn't mask it, but I think I can hide that. Now I'm going to take my, oh, it just feels really thick, my image here, and I want the bigger flower, so the only one I'm going to ink up is my bigger flower, and that's why I have my marker. So I'm going to put my flower down here. All right. Now I'm going to use my punch to punch out this flower. I got it figured out. This one here, if you can see, there's two big ones that have an interesting top to them, and they go up in that corner. So it's this one and this one. See that little divot? It's right there. So I should have done that beforehand, but one of those things. All right, now I've got that. With this, I'm going to take my layering, my stylish shapes. Let me get rid of some of this out of here. And I'm going to use a circle, but I don't want one too big. See if I can go down one. That's the better size. Yes, I can. So I'm going to use, it's the third one in. I'm going to cut this out. I just have to make sure I get the whole thing in there. I think I'm going to go this way so I get more of that. Nope, I can't. I've got to have space for my flower. So I'm going to go that way. Let me cut this out. Okay, I've got my circle cut out and I can get rid of this. I'm not going to put a layer behind it because there's enough white there that it'll show. I think I'm going to go this way with it, and I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. And if I find I need more flowers, I can always stamp them and punch them. So next week, I will make 2 more cards. Whoops, I want one in the middle for the box. The third week, I'll make the box. And the last week, I'll decorate the box. That way my, I want this way. So it's, I don't want it to mimic that too much. And maybe you go this way. All right, so I've got that on there. I don't want the videos to take too long. All right, there's that. And it's going to go on with dimensionals because I love my dimensionals. All right. Okay. Let's put this on, and I got to make sure I hide that mistake, like so. And I think I'm going to use the silver on here because I think they'll show up better. Yeah, I like the silver. So I'm going to put one there, one there. And these are all the same size, so you don't have to worry about it. One there, one here, and one here. So now I have my card completed. And make sure you stamp the inside of your card and your envelope. So there's your idea for card 1. For card 2, I chose this pattern paper. It's in the same collection, and this piece is 2 1/4 by 3. I'm going to add it to a layer that's 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. Let me get that on there. All right. This is part of that. I've chosen the first paper that had the flowers and the stripes and this paper to be my focus. So those are the 3 papers I'm going to use for everything. So there's that. My next layer was Misty Moonlight, which is this, but to give it some interest, I took the crosshatch embossing folder from the 3D collection that's in the online exclusives. This is going to go on here, but I'm going to put it on with dimensionals because I want it to have some to kind of stand out a little bit from the piece. And I think I'm going to take and add, while I'm doing it, I'll add my double-sided tape to the back of this and put that on my card base before I put this piece on. Oh, I almost threw those in the trash. Okay, so here's my crosshatch. I love this pattern, and I need my double-sided tape. So I'm going to pull out some, and I'm going to put this on here like so. I'm going to go all the way around. I love the double-sided tape for embossed pieces because I don't have to worry about it sticking to my card because the glue has all fallen down into the valleys, so to speak. Okay, I'm using a white card base again. I love the clean look you get with using a lot of white space. So I'm pushing those down so that I can take this off. All right. And once I get this off, I can put it on my card base. All right. I just love the subtle pattern of this. We needed a subtle one. We lost our subtle. So this way, we now have another subtle one. I missed that one. It didn't come off. There we go. And all right. Okay. Now, this is going to go on right in the middle. Okay, like so. Then I am taking the Sending Smiles and I'm using a card to say hello. And I have 2 strips of paper. So let me locate those. I have a piece that's a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4, and this one is 3/4 of an inch by 4. All right, and the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to stamp my sentiment with, and I chose Misty Moonlight. This is Night of Navy because I wanted some contrast. So that's the reason why I did that way. All right. So, you know, before I stamp it, I also pulled in the banner pick-a-punch, and I'm going to use it to flag my ends. So I'm going to take this piece, and I'm going to put it in here, but I got to get it in straight. Oh, it's not straight. So I'm going to cut up the middle, cut from the side to the top, that of the one in the middle, side up. That was so much better than the other one. This is still off at the bottom. Oh my gosh. So, all right, I'm going to go that way. All right. Obviously, I need some practice with that. All right, now let's stamp our sentiment. Okay, and I've got a card to say hello, and I'm going to stamp it right in the middle, and hopefully it's on there straight. Yes, I was thinking, oh dear, if I stamp this crooked, not good. But it's good. Okay, so then this goes on here like so, and I know it's hard to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here, put some glue on the back of this, and add it on here. And this way I can see it better. And if I need to, I can trim it some. Okay, which I need to. I'm going to cut that some, and that some, just because it needs a little bit more. That's a little better. Boy, that was not fun. All right, now this is going to go on here, and I am going to put it on with dimensionals. You know me, I've got to have my dimensionals. Let me find my scissors over here. Okay, so I'm going to put one at this end, one at this end, and then 2 in the middle. So one there and one there. All right, take this off, and then I can add my gems. I am not adding a lot of embellishments to these, because I want to be able to, for it to fit in my box and not cause a problem. So that's why I'm doing it that way. So there's card 2. And don't forget to do the inside and your envelope. And I used the flowers from the Petal Park stamp set again. I didn't have anything that was tulip shaped, but if you have an old tulip set, you can very easily use that. So here are, oh, I forgot my gems. Oh, where are my gems? Gotta have my gems. And I think I'm gonna use the silver again. I know you were all yelling at me. Where's your gems? So always do odd numbers. All right, so there's card 1 and card 2 for our card box set.